is crooked. Hold on, y'all. I better stop before the camera just fall off of this computer. I think that's a little better. It looks like it's still a little bit crooked. All right, we're just going to let it be whatever it is. Because we don't want the webcam to fall on the back of it. Then we'll be up creek, won't we? Anyway, come on in. Say hello so I can greet you as you come in and join the broadcast. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon if you're catching me on the replay. Good evening if you're catching me on the replay. Welcome. Come on in. Share the broadcast. Tag a friend. I can see people are logged in, but I can't see any names. So if you want me to say hello, you have to say something first. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you don't know who I am Dee Johnson. I'm the founder and creator of Wife Nation. If you are a wife or a future wife and you need to get your relationship, your marriage life together, then come on over to Wife Nation. Hey, Tammy. And join the sisterhood. You can find me here Monday through Wednesday mornings, teaching you about marriages, teaching you about relationships. And then in Wife Nation, on Mondays, we do Monday marriage mantras as a sisterhood. And on Wednesdays, we do Wife Up Wednesdays, where we talk about relationships and marriages, and we get tips and we get strategies and we get encouragement from me and other experts. So again, come on over and join the nation if you are not a part of Wife Nation. Who am I? I am a licensed psychotherapist in 2 states. I'm a wife of almost 16 years and a relationship therapist for almost 16 years. So you are in very good hands. So today's topic: have you lost your confidence as a powerful woman of God? Have you lost your confidence along the way? Has life been so harsh to you? Has life been so unfair to you? Has your marriage been such a burden to you that you've just become lost? You're aimless, you're confused, you're questioning. You don't know what God's plan is. You don't know what, you desire anymore. You don't know who you are. You just have so much going on that you no longer have the confidence as the powerful woman that God created you to be, as the powerful woman that God called you to be, as the influential force that God created you to be here on this earth to impact his kingdom. Are you that woman? Have you become her? And this is not a criticism. This is just a bunch of questions, because I know that I became her. I know there's a period of time where I was just questioning everything, questioning God's methods, questioning what he's allowing, questioning his timing, questioning, everything about my walk with him. There were some experiences in life that had me questioning who he was, and if I wanted to continue to follow him, if I wanted to continue to do it his way, if I wanted to humble myself to a God who seems very, very slow and at times appears as if he's forgotten about me. There were times where I would question it. Do you really love me the way you say that you love me? Are you really concerned for me the way that you say that you concern for me? Do you really love me on the level I've always been told you love me? Because right now I'm in a dark place and it doesn't feel good, and you don't seem to be showing up to deliver as quickly as I thought you would show up and deliver. And I didn't know who I was anymore. And I had to go through the process of discovering who I was going to be for the kingdom, if I wanted to stay in the kingdom. I don't know if you've ever been there before, but I've certainly been there before. I'm not sure that I want to follow God's methods anymore, because they bring me pain and they challenge me on levels I didn't expect to be challenged. And it makes me question everything about who I am. But this is what I want you to hear. When you're in that season, if you're in that season, it is part of the growing process. It is part of growing pains as he is developing you, as he is strengthening you, as he's strengthening your muscles, spiritual muscles, as he's equipping you to carry out your purpose on life. It is a part of the process, and it is painful, and it is unfair, and it is requiring you to get to another level in him, which means there are seasons you won't hear from him, or he'll tell you a couple of things here, a couple of things there. It's part of the process. And while we're in that process, we begin to question who we are as women. We begin to question who we are as daughters of the King. We begin to question, do we have any influence? We begin to question, do we have any power? Because I'm confessing the word, I'm preaching the word, I'm saying my faith confessions every day, and nothing's changing. Nothing's breaking. No yokes are being destroyed. There doesn't seem to be anything happening in the spirit realm on my behalf. So do I have the power that you say that I have in you, God? Do I have as much influence in this world, in my husband's life, in my children's life, in my circle's life, that you say that I have, God? So I want to normalize it for you. You are not the only one who's feeling hopeless and down and depressed and desperate. You are not the only one. But allow God to grow you up in him. Allow him to strengthen you in ways that's going to help you elevate and walk in your next season. And I heard Pastor Paula White years and years and years and years ago in my youth at a conference. She says the teacher never speaks when the students are taking a test. The teacher doesn't speak when the students are taking the test. And sometimes it's just your time for your test. It doesn't mean that you need to walk away from God. It's in those moments when you're disappointed with God, when you're angry with God, when you're confused by God, that you got to draw closer to him. And it's going to be hard, because you're going to feel some kind of way about what he's allowed. You're going to feel some type of way that he's taking his time, that he's operating on a different calendar and a different clock than you are. You're going to feel some type of way that he's not answering your prayers and nothing is working in your favor. You're going to feel some type of way. But if you would allow yourself to go through the process, as long as it takes, as long as you keep, rebelling, and as long as you keep butting heads with God, and as long as you keep resisting, it's going to take longer. So you got to get in a position that says, not my will, Lord, but thy will be done. What are you calling me to do? Who are you calling me to become? What are my steps? What do I need to pay attention to? Just strengthen me. Don't leave me in this season, because right now is so hard. And right now I want to give up. And right now I want to walk away. And right now it's not fair. And right now everything is falling apart. But not my will, Lord, thy will be done, because I know your will is perfect. And I know your plan for me is perfect. And I know your word says that you won't leave me. And I know your word says you won't forsake me. But right now I feel like you've left me. Right now I feel like you're not listening to anything that I have to say. Right now I need you to show up and tell me, show me, give me a sign that you have not forgotten about me, that you have not left me on the battlefield to face these demons by myself. I need you now, God. And I need you to show up in a way that I know it's you. I need you to show up in a way that convinces me that you're on my side and I'm doing the right thing, God. Otherwise, I'm going to crumble. Otherwise, I'm going to stumble. Otherwise, I'm going to fall away from the faith. Otherwise, this is just something that is challenging me on a level that I don't think I can survive. So you've got to show up, God. You've got to show up, and you've got to do it big, and you've got to do it right now. You've got to come in, God, because you're about to lose this soldier. I'm willing to do it your way, and I'm willing to do it the way you've called me to do it, but I am sinking. I am desperate. I am hurting. I am lost. This relationship has become too much. Your expectations seems like they're overwhelming. What you called me to do seems like it's just outside of everything that makes sense. So you've got to say something. And sometimes he'll answer you right away. And sometimes he won't answer you for a little bit. If you're there, it's part of the process. It's part of the process. But when you move out of that, if you move, Sherry, she says, otherwise I'm going to walk away. Otherwise I'm going to walk away. We got some honest women here today who have considered walking away from what God called them to do and who he called them to be, because following God ain't easy. And then you're looking at the world and you're saying, hell, they seem like they have it better over there and they ain't got to do nothing you say. It seems like they got the life that you told me I can have. And they not even trying to please you. What's that about over there? We got some honest women in the house today. We got some honest women in the house today. What's this about? Your word says you came to give me life that I can have it more abundantly. This feel like manna. This feel like manna. Like you're giving me just enough. What is that about, God? So my ask of you, if you're a woman who's lost your confidence as a powerful woman of God because life is currently weighing you down, beating you up, having you question everything, my ask of you is that you stay in God's face and apply pressure to God. Apply pressure to God. In the way I just demonstrated, in the way I just showed you how to pray, in the way I just showed you how to talk to him, apply pressure to him, apply pressure to his word. If you say your word is true and your word is not going to return to you void, then I should be expecting these things from you. If you're my loving father who loves me unconditionally, who promised to never leave and forsake me, then I have expectations of you. Apply pressure to God. That's my ask of you. Stay in his face, stay in his feet. Allow yourself not to be disrespectful, but to be honest. He already knows you're struggling with being angry with him. He already knows you're struggling in your walk with him. He already knows that life seems unfair and unkind, but he's a God who loves us beyond measure, who will never allow us to go through seasons that were not beneficial for us. So I stand here as his witness to say, if you apply pressure to him, if you continue to seek him, if you draw closer to him instead of taking the route of taking yourself away from him, and allow him to develop you in the areas that he knows you need to develop. You may not think it's that bad. You may not believe that it's interfering with anything. You may not believe that what he's asking you to work on has anything to do with anything, but it's all working together. There is a promise he made me in May of 2018. And I asked him about it recently. And he showed me that even though he made it in 2018, my marriage wouldn't have survived it if he had already given it to me. Because we were still working through figuring out the new us. Because you guys know that we were on the verge of divorce 3 times. And so there was still some shakiness there. And there was still some, periods of not how do we relate to each other? How do we walk this path together as the new us, as the new and improved couple? So we were still going through our growing phase in a growing pains in a new phase of our marriage. And God said I couldn't bring the promise then because the marriage was transitioning. And y'all were becoming a better couple, and y'all were becoming a closer couple, and y'all were, getting ready to teach this wife nation thing. And you had to have a firm root in what I needed you to be rooted in, or the marriage wouldn't have survived. So I couldn't do it then, but I can do it now. So God operates on his own schedule, and it sucks. And God has a different clock than the rest of us, and it sucks. And when God says soon, it don't mean right away. It could be years in the making. He made that promise in 2018. It's 2020, almost 2 years later. Years in the making. So stop putting God's on a clock that you've developed for him. Stop putting him on a calendar that you've established he should have completed this request by. It will not work out for you. You're going to be even more disappointed, angry, and confused. So if you have lost your confidence as a powerful woman of God, apply pressure to God. He can handle it. Ask him the question. Stay in his face. Stay at his feet. Stay questioning. Stay, seeking. Does the word encourage us to seek over and over and over again? If you seek wisdom, like you seek in silver, if you seek wisdom, like you seek in these precious jewels, if anyone asks, I'll answer, right? That's what the word says. So apply pressure to him. Let him have his way. Let him have his way. And all I need you to do is say, not my will, Lord, thy will be done. I don't understand it. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. It's unfair. It sucks. But not my will, Lord, thy will be done. Because this is the thing. He knows what's ahead. He knows what you can handle. He knows what you are going to struggle with. He knows what you need to have on the inside of you. He knows what experiences you need to have so that you can refer back to it. He knows everything about you. He knows how he created you. He knows what he has in store for you ahead. So he needs you to go through the process. Cry about it. It's okay. Get therapy over it. It's okay. Just don't let go of him. Don't let go of him. You have to trust his plan even when you don't understand it and even when you don't agree with it. And one day, just as I and just as the other women, you're going to wake up and it's going to all make sense. And you're going to tell yourself, I needed to go through that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be prepared for here. And then when you get to that place, you can walk in your confidence as a powerful woman of God, as a woman who has gone through the fire, but didn't come out smelling like smoke, who wasn't consumed by the fire, who did not give in to the pressures of life, who did not allow what she's seeing, what she's feeling, what is going on around her to take her out. And then you're ready to be used by him on a different level. Then you're ready for the promises. But there is some work that has to be done, and most of us don't like the work. If you're anything like me, you don't like the work. And that's okay. He understands that too. But it doesn't mean we can get around doing the work. He's called us to do this work. And so we are absolutely equipped even when we're overwhelmed. We're absolutely equipped even when we're frustrated. We're absolutely equipped even when we're confused. We're absolutely equipped. We're ready. And we just got to go do it. We just have to go do it. So it's okay if you've lost your confidence as a powerful woman of God. Allow God to shape and mold and guide and lead and strengthen and give you some roots in him so that you can be all he created you to be. All that he called you to be. All he designed for you to be. His love is something that cannot be measured. His love is something that we have to explore every day through the different seasons of life when everything that we feel doesn't feel like love. It's a daily process. It's a daily process. Sherry says his process isn't easy, but when we rest, trust, and depend on him, it makes it a little easier. Sometimes it makes it a little easier, if truth be told. Sometimes it just don't feel like it's enough, Sherry. Trust him when you can't trace him. Now that right there, I can stand on it. Trust him when you can't trace him. When he is quiet, when he's letting you take your test, when he don't seem to be saying much of anything, trust him when you can't trace him. But stay in his face and keep applying pressure on him. Apply pressure to that word. Bring his word back up to him. Put that word back in his face. Stand on that word. And get you some women who can support you, who can pray for you, who can uplift you on those times when you don't have enough strength to trust God, when you're not interested in trusting God anymore, When you've given God chance after chance after chance and you really don't have any words for him anymore. You need you some women who can uplift you and go to him on your behalf. Don't think you can walk as a powerful woman of God alone. Don't think that you're going to be able to carry out his plan and your purpose alone. It's not going to happen. There's nobody in the Bible, even Jesus himself, was not able to carry out his purpose, his plan, and his mission on earth alone, and you won't either. So don't be one of those, I don't trust women. Don't be one of those, I can do this by myself. Don't be one of those, I'm going to keep everything to myself and, A lot of you are imploding because you're keeping everything to yourself. A lot of you are imploding because you don't have the support system. A lot of you are imploding because you don't have a foundation that includes other women that can be trusted, that can pray for you, that can strengthen you, that can seek God on your behalf. You are imploding because you are living in a silo, in this bubble, because you're too embarrassed. I promise you, all those Facebook pictures of all these lovely couples looking like they having a good time and y'all writing relationship goals underneath them, those couples are in my DM. Can I just be real? Those couples are in my DM. Several of those wives are in my DM. But looking on Facebook, baby, look like it is peaches and roses, and it's real easy to be envious until you hear the background story. I'm just saying. Until you hear the background story. So instead of that being relationship goals, let your walk with God be your relationship goal. And let him develop the picture that he has in store for you and your husband. Let that be the only goal that you have. So I hope I said something that helped you. I hope I said something that encouraged you. I hope I said something that just gave you strength to get up and do it another day. Because darn it, sometimes we don't have strength to do it another day. And we just get a little bit of a word. Okay, I think I can get through the next hour. I hope I was able to give you a lifeline where you can get through the next hour. I hope I was able to be honest enough with you and share my experience with you and share my profession with you to the point where you feel like you can do it another day. I can get back on the battlefield. I can dust myself off. Okay, I can trust God another hour. I can trust God another day. I think I got enough strength. Because sometimes you can only do what you can do in that hour. Because you're so broken and you're so heartbroken, you're so disappointed and you're so lost that you need strength every day, all day. So when that hour is over and you feel yourself crumbling and questioning, go back and watch the replay. I'm gonna leave it up. Go back and watch the replay. Scroll my timeline and see if there's any other word on there that you can find. Sign up for the 9-week mentorship program. It's $29. And you can't spend $3.50 on yourself per week for 9 weeks. I don't know what to do with you. Some of y'all are questioning joining the $29 program, which, by the way, I got 5 seats left at the $29 rate, and then it's going up. I'm putting the pressure back on you. You say you need help, I'm here. You show up, you sign up, we get the help. We do this thing together. That's how this works. So share the broadcast, tag somebody. Somebody needs this word. Hit the share button. Let them get this word. Let another woman get this word. Tell another woman about this program. Let's go do it. Let's get something different. Let's get a different results. Let's have a different experience as women together, walking this path together with God, seeking his will, seeking his ways, and trying to do it his way, because we don't operate like the rest of the world. We don't have the mentality of these worldly women. We operate by a different set of guiding principles, and we want to see it all the way out. Like those old saints say in the church, I want to hang around and see what the end gonna be. I gotta get to that promise. And I gotta be ready for the promise. Some of you all have not gotten your promise because you're not ready. Your confidence issues are going to mess the promise up. Your self-esteem issues are going to mess the promise up. Your insecurity issues are going to mess the promise up. That's why he hasn't given you the promise. He can't give you the promise because you ain't done the work. So join the mentorship. The link is in the caption. And let's go do the work. And that's all I got for you, ladies. Vanessa said, thank you for life-giving words today. It gave me strength for another step. Let's get it. Let's get it. So Sherry, Marlo, Vanessa, who else is on here? Natre, some of y'all already signed up. I hope to see you in the mentorship. I hope to see that you're going to take this next step. I hope to see that you're ready for something different and a different experience, and you're ready to go and just do it. So I am bidding you all a great day. And thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to share this broadcast so somebody else can get a word so that they can go on another day. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning for another word. So y'all have a great day, ladies.